just me and my guitar.
Hey, what's happening guys? Mark back here from Marks Aquatics. We finished off our two little jars as far as the under gravel filters go, and putting in the air lines now. They're up and running. They've cleared up lovely, so the filters are working fine. They're sucking it in through the gravel, and that filter action is starting to work. I've filled it up with some aged tank water into each of the jars just to speed things up a bit. Right, okay guys, we've got the driftwood here, and we've got the plants here. And I get these down my local fish shop. They're lovely little plants in these little tiny tubs. See a nice little healthy root system coming through there. This is the Anubias nana, which does not get much bigger than that, to be honest, so they'd be ideal to go in these jars. I think we're going to only end up having one in each, so we'll just choose which one we want to put on which piece of wood, and we'll tie it on. Well, first of all, you've got to get them out, which is just tease those little roots there through there gently. You'll find a little ceramic disc in the bottom there. Don't chuck them away, because they make really good filter media. Okay, you get a lot of bacteria which will fill on and colonize that, so don't throw it away. You can always chuck it in your canister filter if you've got one of those, or if you wanted to pot up any more plants, you can always save them for something different. But now we've got to get this this root media off where they put these plants into, and that's literally just tear it apart like that. I shouldn't say tear, I should say tease it apart, and it'll come off quite slowly. You want to get it all off though, because if it gets into the water it can be quite messy floating around, and it's going to be a bit of a nuisance trying to get it out of the there, so you're going to have to wash it off. But we'll get a bowl of water in a minute when I've taken a couple of these off, and you can rinse them off. Now obviously these have come from probably a snail infested tank, so if you don't want snails in your system, you can either treat this with some carbonated water, just normal carbonated water that you'd buy from the shops. Just give them a quick rinse around in carbonated water, and if there's any snails or anything on there that'll hanging on, they'll soon let go. It's not a 100% fail-safe method, but it will make every snail that's there, which is from the tiniest snail, let go and fall into the bottom of the pot and let go, so you can keep an eye on things. So there we go, this is like our root system there, which we can get now. We can put that over our piece of wood. So we can get one piece of wood. We can either have it, I've got to keep these, as you imagine, you can see the jar there, so we want to keep it halfway down, but we need the wood to keep them down. So I think I might tie one around this way, so we get that little tree looking effect like that. Okay, because these are very strong lights in these, but these plants don't need a great deal of light to thrive. So in fact the lower light conditions they prefer, to be honest. So that one can go on there like that. And now the other one, which we've got, I'm not sure if that's even gonna, I've got two bits there. That's a nice piece of wood there because it's circular, but I don't think we're going to get that even if I trim it up. I think, I'll tell you what, we'll have a go. We'll see if I can trim some of the edges off to get it fit, because what I wanted it to do was slide down over the top of the air bubbles, and the bubbles will be coming out above it then, see. So we'll get back to that one in a minute. I'll put that one back in the bowl. But we'll grab a bowl of water for a minute. I'll take that wood out so we can just rinse these roots off, okay? Right guys, I messed about with this while I was getting the water, and what I've done is I've just trimmed off some pieces like that now. Okay, so it will fit in the jar sideways, so we can tie some onto these corners now, and that should look quite good, I think. So we got one plant ready there. We've got our bowl of water. This is tank water, so you can just give the old leaves a quick rub down with your fingers gently. That'll take any bits of rubbish off. That old leaf, like you can see there, I'll grab some of my scissors and we can go back down into the base there and just nip that one off. Okay, so we got, once you do this, you'll realise how much was left on there. Right, now they're nice and clean, but you can see in there, look how much that's discoloured the water and gone horrible. So we've got one plant there ready. We've got to do 2 more, so I'll put that one there a minute, and we'll take this one out and we'll do exactly the same with this one. Take all the big pieces off, as bigger bits you can get off first, obviously out the water, just as we did before, and just keep as many of the roots intact as you can. They do come off very easily. You can give them a little shake as well. That'll loosen it up around the root and let some of these bigger roots at the top let go of it, and then it'll just all come off, and then we can go back in the water again. Just taking anything off the leaves like we did before. And cleaning them up. Right, so I've got a little bin down there, so I'll leave that one there, take all that stuff away. And we got one more little guy there, which I think we'll have out. I'll just do this one straight into my rubbish bag a minute, because there's not much actually hanging on to this one. There you are, that came off just all in one go, that one, look. It's only a small little piece. Right, now that's done. Now we've got 3 lovely healthy plants. All ready to rock and roll. We've got our 2 bits of wood that we're going to use to go in these jars, and I'm going to grab myself a coffee, I think. Look at that, my little Marks Aquatics mug. My daughter gave me that. I love it. There you go, man. Hit the button if you like these little videos. Hit that subscribe and that notification bell for up and coming videos. Chuck me some ideas downline if you want to see me make anything or talk about anything, or anything I can help you out with. I'm always here to help, you know that, guys. Anyone who's new to the hobby, who wants a little bit of advice or help, don't be shy, just drop me a message in the comments below and I will get back to you. I always get back to the people that drop me messages, no matter how big or how small, no matter what the question. Because I was once like you guys, if you're new to the hobby, and in my day there was no internet, so it was all reference. We always had to go and look for books, run around libraries, or try and find that bloke down the road who kept fish and ask him for some advice. That's what I used to have to do. But I still refer to the books, still go back to the books now and again. I like a good read. That's good. Right, cotton. Black cotton. Obviously when it's around the wood you're not going to see it, so you can leave it on the wheel. Pick out your piece of wood, obviously thicker end to the bottom we're going to go. Now you can either put the roots, I like to put the roots at the front, I like to see the roots. That's not the one I want for there. There he is. And you can put him on there like that. And then if you put the cotton just under your thumb, and then literally just wrap, go round and round, not too tight though, that's the ticket, because if you go too tight you'll cut through the roots and you don't want to do that. And you don't want to put too much on there either, otherwise it's going to look a bit unsightly. But when you want to finish it off, it's quite hard to see this cotton, guys, I know, but you got to twist it. If you just make one loop, so you twist it around your hand, get one loop, and you just put it over there, and then you can just pull. You can't see that, can you? There you go. See, just do a little loop. That's called like a, it's called a half hitch. And same again. Twist your hand sideways like that. Grab it. Put one turn around your fingers like that. Over there. And then pull. And then if you want to, which I sometimes do, or I say to people, if you haven't got, if you get a little Stanley blade, cool, that one's clean, isn't it? You can put a little cut there into the wood. This is all pre-soaked wood, by the way. You can come down the bottom, right to the bottom like that, and then you can just literally lock it into there, pull it in nice and tight, and then get your scissors and just snip it off like that. Now that looks quite dandy on there, because you're not going to see anything in there when it's in the jar. I'll just pop that in the jar for a minute. It's going to... And now the same with this little guy. If you've got super glue gel, guys, you can literally just put a blob on there, wherever you want, stick the roots to it, and it'll stick. But as it happens, I've run out. So I had 2 tubes and I'm both out. So I'm not sure if I can get any out of these. I'll just have a quick look. I'll have a quick look to see if I can get any in there. I'm not sure if there's any left. Now I did have a little stick somewhere. Right guys, I've just taken the top off and I found some in the lid. There's my little stainless steel rod. So we'll do that. We'll stick this one with super glue. So we've done one with the cotton, which is an easy way to do things. So with that one, I've got that nice edge there, which I cut with a saw. Just a little hand saw. So I think that one would look quite nice on the side like that, and we'll put the other one on the side there, I think, so the air bubbles will come through the centre like that. We haven't got a great deal of room in these jars, don't forget. So I'll get some of that, smear it on there, get our roots and stick them onto the side and just hold it on there for a little bit. And there you go. It's quick and as easy as that. Stuck on. Leave it out the tank for 5 minutes just to be on the safe side. And we'll get this other one, which we can put here, and we'll glue him on this side. Just remember that you've got to angle your leaves as well, which way your leaves, you want your leaves to be showing. So we want it like that. And that'll give our little inhabitants, whoever we want to put in there. Now stuck on there nicely now. I'm just going to move this tissue out of the way now, because the wet bit's out of the way, so that's absorbed some of the water. Oh well, I'm glad I found some of that super glue. That saved me wrapping things up with cotton twice, didn't it? So there we go. They're both nicely stuck on there now. So we've got the 2 freshly sawn edges where I cut them off, and we've got like a little cave now going through the middle, and the leaves coming over the top. It looks quite nice. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to pop this one into the tank as well, and then we'll angle around the front. I'll set things up, and we'll get the tops on, put the lights on, and we'll see how they look. Alright guys? Hey, what's happening guys? We're all back, we're all finished. We've planted up. We got a couple of Betta in there. which are having a little chat. These are my two from the shrimp room, which are in those two little half balls that which you can see up on the wall there. And they're all settled in. What I've done is I've just given their tank a water change. They're not going to stay in here, so don't freak out, because they're not cycled yet or anything like that, because they've just been put in this nice fresh water just for this bit of film, and then they're going back in their balls with a water change. So they're going to be all right. They're not going to go in here, and then we're going to cycle these tanks through properly, and then we might put something different in them later on. I think they look pretty good so far. You know, they've got the Anubias there planted up, which is always it's always one of my favourite plants. Quite low light demanding, and I think what we'll do now is we'll turn the main shed lights off so we can see what they look like at night. And there you go. I think that looks quite nice. That we've got the switches on the top. They're all run by 3 AA batteries. So like I said earlier in the video, it's going to be fantastic for a kid's bedroom, ideal for a DIY project for you and your family on a rainy afternoon, for your children, for their rooms, or for yourself in a flat, or if you're at university or somewhere like that, you can always make something like that. Easy for the water changes on the front with the taps. You just undo the taps, drain some water out, get some dechlorinated water when they're all cycled, and just put it back in and fill them up to the top again. Nice and easy to do, and I think they look quite good. I'm quite happy with them. I've done the pieces of wood there, so it looks like they go up into the centre. So it looks like it's one piece. So I've got the 2 bits. One that bit angles from the left and to the right there. So if you look in the middle, it looks like they're actually joining like that. So that's just what I decided I was going to do. But obviously it's whatever you want to. You can fill it up with the luminous glowing stones or whatever you want to do. If you've got kids, put a little goldfish in there, because you're going to have a good little filter in there. And I think they're about probably about 5 litres. I think these are about 5 litre jars. So it's a good little body of water there to hold something in. These guys seem to be enjoying mooching around in there, but obviously they can't stay in there for a long lengthy period of time, because that ammonia will build up and cause them problems. So we'll take them out of there. Yeah, they're fantastic little lights. Like I say, I just bought them down at my local DIY type shop, like if you're in the UK, like a B&Q, or if you've got a range or a shop called Watt, you can always go to these sort of places. You can pick these little LED sensor lights up quite easily. And like I was saying earlier on in the video, the nice thing about these lights is you can leave them off if you've got them in a fairly well lit window. Not too or direct sunlight, but the Anubias will be okay with that kind of light. And then as soon as that sun drops away, that sensor will pick it up and the lights will come on. So it'll be quite a nice little night light thing going on. And then you can switch them off at the top, as you can see there, where I put the bits of car aerial to keep the same colour as the lid. And so we can switch them now from sensor to off and then to on permanently, so you don't have to take the top off and mess about trying to turn them on and off all the time and disturbing the fish in there. But I think those little Betta look beautiful in there. They really do make, I mean, the colours on those little LED pucks in there really make their colours pop out. And we've got a very, very slow rise. One of them's a bit slower than the other at the moment. I'm still adjusting the valves. You can buy these little G cramps which go around the pipe from your pump, from your little air pump, and you can get some super quiet pumps these days. And one of them, you could buy one for each, or maybe buy one double one, which is going to run both of them, which is what I've got on here. And you just basically put a little G clamp valve. Pardon me, you put a little G-clamp around the pipe and it basically just squashes it down. You can buy them at any shop, any local fish store that you've got. Just ask for a little clamp, a little airline clamp, and they'll sell you them. They've got little twists on them and you just turn them up, so obviously you're restricting the air and the bubbles slow down, because Betta don't like high flow. They like it quite still, where they can just creep around and amongst under the leaves and do what they do. But it won't be long before he starts displaying, because they haven't been together for a while. The tanks have been quite far apart. So we'll see what happens. I've actually made these before. A few years back now, I had a big jar and which I got from a sweet shop, to be honest. You know, I'm not sure if you're younger viewer, but the older viewers will know what I'm talking about. The big old sweet jars that you can get. I got one of those. Well, I got 3 actually, and I made them all into little dart frog tanks. And I cut a piece out the lid, and I put some curtain mesh over the top, some of that very fine curtain mesh that you can buy, and I glued some of that on the top to vent it. And I had a little bit of water in it and some moss, and made these little terrariums out of it, and put a little fogger inside with a little lamp, and they look really good too. And obviously the frogs can hop around all over the place in there. And I was breeding the Leucomeles, the little bumblebee dart frogs, the yellow and black ones. I was breeding those, and because they're quite easy to breed. I had all different types of dart frogs at one point, but I found they were quite easy to breed, those guys. Anyway guys, I hope you liked that little double video there on how to create these, and you'll give it a go yourself. I think it's a nice little project to do with your family on a rainy day, and like you say, it's something you can spend a bit of time with your kids. They'll appreciate that, and they'll have something out of it in a memory that which is be sat by them, and they can show their mates when their friends come round and things. They can say, oh, me and my dad or me and my mum made that, and impress their little mates. Anyway guys, I love you all, you're all stars. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go back and have a look at some of the videos that I've done. It might encourage you to subscribe. And like I always say, you're all stars, love you all, be safe, and I'll see you on the next episode of Marks Aquatics. Bye for now.
Just me and my guitar.